record me only. So just so you have another option to do. All right, so standing on our mats this morning, feet hip width apart, nice and soft through the knees, soft and relaxed through the shoulders, and just feeling the length of the spine. So almost as if your tailbone is lengthening down and the crown of the neck and the head is lengthening up. Shoulders are staying down away from the ears and they're slightly drawing together at the back as well. So we've just got a nice open chest without thrusting the hips forwards. Okay, let's just do some nice breath work. Turning the palm of the hands up. We're going to breathe in for 4 counts as we look up. And we're going to breathe out for 6 through the mouth. So in for 4. And out for 6. 2 more times. In, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. Good. Once your arms are by your side, let's just take some gentle shoulder rolls with softness of the knees as we lower the shoulders back and down. So we're inhaling to bring the shoulders up towards the ears, and we're exhaling to soften down. I must just say as well, if there's anyone that's struggling with balance or a bit worried about balance, you can always position yourselves next to a piece of furniture in your house if you need to. Let's change to bring those shoulder rolls coming forwards. So if any of the balance work is too much freestanding in the centre of the space, then you can always put one hand on something like a sideboard or your sofa. That's it. One more time into these shoulder rolls. And then we're going to take our nice breath in as we shrug the shoulders up, and our breath out as we just let all of that tension go. 4 more. Inhale, shoulders come up. And exhale, shake out and release. Good. 3 more. Inhale, shoulders come high, feel where they shouldn't be, and then just let them go with any stress, any negativity. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, release. And 1 more time. Inhaling up. And exhale to soften. Good. Okay, quickly, a few movements with the head and the neck. Not quick movements, but we'll just do a few. Soften chin down in towards the chest to release the weight of the head forwards. Take a nice deep breath in and then breathe out and look up towards the ceiling to open the chin and the chest. And then again, breathe in to soften chin to chest. And breathe out to lift. Good. Bring the head to centre. Let's just take 4 head and neck rotations, right and left for me. So exhaling as you rotate. Inhale as you come back to the centre. 1 more time in that rotation, and then we will take head and neck flexion. So bring the head to centre, and let's incline right ear to right shoulder, taking the right arm across to the left shoulder to anchor that down. If it feels nicer to put the hand on the side of the head and just really open that space, then take that stretch there. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. And then release the head back to centre, release the hands. Take 2 shoulder rolls in the middle, and then we'll do that the other side. So ear to shoulder on the other side, watching that we're not leaning with the body, just the head and the neck. Arm on the same side goes across to the opposite shoulder to anchor that shoulder down, or it can go onto the side of the head to increase that stretch slightly. Take a couple of breaths here. And then bring the head back to centre. Release the arms. This time we're going to take the fingertips onto the top of the shoulders, and we're going to take 4 shoulder rolls, but we're going to lead with the elbows. So we get much more of a stretch through the shoulder girdle, the anterior chest wall, and into those pectoral muscles as well. And then after this last one, we're going to release the arms down and take a full double arm circle for 4. Inhaling to reach up, exhaling to circle out and down. 2, 3, good, and last time. This time, take the arms just partially down so they're shoulder height. Keep the palms facing down and correct those shoulders. Draw your shoulder blades down into your back pockets. Keep the core engaged, tummy in towards spine, breathing in. As we breathe out, let's lean down towards the right hand side, but keep weight on both feet. Look down to the right, but reach up to the left. Take a couple of breaths here, really lengthening out through that side. So even though you're bending down towards the side, have weight on both feet. Breathe in, come back to the center, and then gently take that side bend over to the other side, nice and slowly. Look down to the bottom hand, but the top hand is trying to touch the ceiling. Make sure you've got weight on the opposite leg as well. Take a couple of breaths, and then come up to standing. Arms stay out, knees stay soft. We're going to take a forward scoop contraction, so that we're going to fold and pull the belly button in towards the spine as we round the shoulders and soften the knees. And then we're going to breathe in and come back up to that nice chest expansion. So we breathe out to almost concave the chest, draw the chest in, relax the chin, soften the knees, and then inhale to open up and lift again. Do 3 more of those. Exhale to soften. Inhale to come up. And 2. And 1 more, exhale. So it's an upper body curve. You're not going all the way down or anything. So 1 more curve. 1 more inhale to come up. And exhale, just release those arms down. And just give everything a nice little shake. Okay, and then we're going to stand a little bit wider and just free up the hips and the back. So place your hands on your hips. Stay parallel with the feet, knees and hips. And we're going to take a circle with the pelvis round to the left. Or the right, it doesn't matter because we're going to switch ways. So keep both knees soft, keep the chest lifted, the shoulders nice and relaxed, and just create that nice pelvic circle. Okay, and then 1 more this way, and then we're going to change the direction of those circles. So we're going to go the other way. So just really let the freedom of the hips happen by keeping your knees slightly bent. If you lock out your knees, you get less movement in the pelvis. So really keep those knees slightly bent. Softness in the shoulders, don't let them come up by the ears. Good, 1 more time. And then come up to center. Bend the knees again, and we're going to try a little figure of 8 movement with your pelvis. So I'm going to take my pelvis towards that left diagonal. I'm going to bring it back, and then take my pelvis towards the right diagonal and bring it back. So I'm now creating this little figure of 8 action with the hips. Don't worry if you feel a bit odd doing this. Just move. It feels nice to get the pelvis and the lower back moving. And then I want you to try and reverse that figure of 8. So you're going back to the diagonal and then to the center. So you end up doing a figure of 8, but in reverse. It can be quite hard to get the coordination of this one, so don't worry if you don't. 1 more. That's it. Hopefully this is providing some Saturday morning laughs for those that are doing it in pairs. And then bring those feet back in underneath the hips. Okay, ankle circles nice and plain. Standing down through the left leg, pop the right leg out in front, arms out to the side. Shoulders soft, lift off that front leg. Flex the feet, the toes up, and let's circle the ankle as big as you can, outwards for 6, and then inwards for 6. Okay, keep the shoulders soft, the length through the spine. And then coming in, so as big a circles as you can. Once you've done 6 circles, you're just going to soften the knee a little bit and just shake out that foot. Give it a good shake. Relax the toes, the ankle, not too vigorous. And lower down. In the center, hands on hips, let's just take some alternate heel lifts and lowers. Just keeping the knees nice and soft. Finding that stretch through the underneath side of the feet. Then let's lift one heel off, keep bent in the supporting leg and just find that stretch on the underneath side of the foot, just letting the weight sink down. And then 1 more the other side and hold that stretch through the underneath side of the foot and the toes. How does that feel? And then do a few more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then we're going to circle the second leg, so arms out, shoulders down, lifting off in front, lift the toes up, 6 externally and 6 internally. Keeping those shoulders down, length of the spine, length through the crown of the head, keeping the belly drawn in towards the spine. And then last but not least, give that a little shake, nice and gently. and then release both feet down and just give everything a little shake. Okay, from here, take both arms up above the head. Soften the shoulders, soften the knees. I'm going to breathe in. As we breathe out, we're going to take the right arm forwards and the left arm back. We breathe in and we complete that circle, so they start at the top. So we're going right forwards, left back on the exhale, and inhale, we come up. 2 more. Exhale down, inhale up, and again. And then pause at the top and take it the other way. So now left forwards, right back. Inhale up. 2. Inhale up. And 3. Don't worry if this coordination's quite hard for you. Exhale down. Inhale up. Now we're going to reverse that again. This time I want you to do it slower and add a rotation of the body and maybe a slightly deeper forward flexion as you do that circle. So the rotation should be natural. As you take your front arm forwards and open the back hand, your shoulders will automatically want to rotate towards the side. Okay, if not, do 4 more either way, keeping your shoulders square to the center, but otherwise allow that rotation and that forward flexion to come in. And then last but not least, 4 on that last side. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Exhale, allow that rotation. Inhale, come up. 2 more. So nice dynamic stretch with the body. Last time, exhale down. Inhaling up. And exhale, release those arms down. Okay, we're then going to take the arms back above the head, soften the shoulders. And we're going to bend the right elbow as we stretch through the left side and look up. We're then going to breathe in and bend the left elbow and breathe out and stretch through the right side and look up. Do that 4 more times. So we're softening as we reach, looking up, coming back to center and then softening and reaching. Okay, 2 more. 1 more. Now this time, as you reach with that left hand, I want you to step out with the left foot so that you bend onto it. And then come back to center, and this time as you reach with the right, step out with the right foot and bend onto it. So you're now slightly sidestepping as you take that reach. So just bring up that pace a little bit quicker. And then start to make that sidestep a little bit bigger. So you're stepping out and you're just making that reach a little bit bigger. If you need to slow this down, slow it down. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and then bring both arms up, arms down, and just give everything a little shake again. Okay, we're going to do our monkey swings. Okay, so 2 options. You're either just going to keep it really small, take your 2 bounces and just come back up again. Second option, you're going to take it bigger. When you come up, you're going to circle the arms round and finish with a rise, and then you'll go again. Okay, so let's go for 6. I'm going to demo level 1 in case you want to stick nice and gently. Arms up, breathing out, tuck the chin to chest, soften the knees, and come back up again. Inhale here. Exhale, release, bounce 1, bounce twice, and come back up. And back up, so you can keep this as small as you like. Or remember, if you want to make it bigger, circle your arms back, and then as you come back through, add that rise. And then you go from the rise into the forward fold. Do 4 more. If in doubt, keep it really tiny like I am here. Any dizziness with this one, just stop. 2 more. 1 more. Good, find that length through the arms on the inhale. Exhale, bring your arms down. And we're finished with monkey swings. Okie dokie. Let's take some rises. So if you do need to come in and, for instance, face a sideboard or something, you could come and do that if you want an extra bit of help. Otherwise, freestanding, feet hip width apart and parallel, hands on the hips. We're going to breathe in to prepare. We're going to breathe out and lift those heels off. Squeezing the inner ankles as if you've got a ball in between your ankles. And then you're lowering slowly back down again. So we're exhaling on the rise. And we're inhaling on the lower. Let's do 2 more, just plain. Exhale, rise. Squeeze the inner legs, the core. Inhale, lower. Shoulders stay soft. Exhale, rise. Inhale, lower. Okay, now we're going to add the arms. Take your arms down as you breathe in. As you breathe out, come into the rise, take the arms to shoulder height. Hold the rise, inhale, lift the arms. Hold the rise, exhale, lower the arms. And then finally inhale and lower heels and arms. So if you want to add this next level where we're holding the rise and we're taking a couple of extra arm movements, come with me to there. 3 more times, otherwise you could just take plain rises and lowers. So work to your level. 2 more. So when you come up, really be careful those ankles are not ballooning out to the side. Squeeze the inner ankles, squeeze your core. Stay nice and long from the crown of the head. Good. Okay, now this time we're going to speed up those calf raises a little bit. So you can either maybe have hands on and you're just lifting and lowering, or we're going to be taking arms up and down. So we're going to do 10. 10, exhale, inhale down. 9. Add pelvic floor if you want. So as you rise, you squeeze pelvic floor and soften as you lower. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good. And then just give those ankles and those calves a little bit of a stretch out. We're going to do a dynamic calf and hamstring stretch now. So I'm going to face a diagonal. We're going to bend both knees. We're going to pop the right leg out in front with the heel placed. Then going to take the arms up. 2 levels. On the exhale, you're either just going to softly fold with the upper body as you keep the toes lifted as we come forwards, and then inhale, recover up. Level 2s, you're going to hinge with the hips, really stick your bottom out to fold the body further down, relax the head, and then come up. So you're either doing basically a small little wheel or a big wheel. Okay, 3 more. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to come back up. Just carry on, I'm just going to check the chat box. Someone's asked me something. That's it. So 1 more of these dynamic stretches on this side. That's it. And then we're going to switch legs. Okay, so if you've had your right leg out before, you're then going to have your left leg out. Supporting leg is bent. We're parallel with the feet, knees and hips. Arms come up. Toes are lifted. So either keeping it really tiny like I'm doing now, exhaling down, inhaling, coming up, or as you fold the body down, you hinge at the hips to take that forward stretch over the hamstring. So you get a much deeper stretch if you hinge at the hips. So it's completely up to you. Obviously, you're compromised with balance here as well. So if you need to keep it small, keep it really tiny. Inhale, come up. 2 more on this side. Exhale, fold at the hips to go down. And inhale to come back up. 1 more time. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come back up. Good. Okay, step in, release the arms. 2 side bends. Left arm is coming up. Exhale, we're going to soften down. Inhale, we come up. And exhale, we release. Last side. Inhale, arm comes up. So these are just 2 nice, gentle side bends in between. And release down. Okay, leg abduction. So we're going to be working into glute medius, which is a muscle if we come a little bit closer, which is sort of on the side of your hip here. So one of the main pelvic stabilizers. We're going to work parallel. Stand slightly wider than hip width. Bend both of your knees. Be slightly hinged forwards, only slightly. Draw the tummy in, keep the shoulders down. Okay. We're going to work with this left leg. We're going to tap the leg out, minimal weight on it, and tap it back in. Most of your weight stays on that standing leg. Okay, so 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, straight to the other side, 1, stay bent on the supporting leg. Legs and hips stay parallel. Stay slightly hinged with the body. Tapping out, tapping in. We're not transferring weight onto it. We're keeping weight down and stabilizing. 2, 1. This time we switch legs again. We tap out. This time we keep weight on our stabilizing leg and we lift it off and lower. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Tiny lift, but you're thinking long with that leg. If I face the side, you're still slightly hinged forwards. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last side. Touch out. Once you're there, exhaling, lift, inhale, lower. So we're trying not to tilt with the body to lift the leg. If we do that, we're cheating. Keep the body aligned, lengthen and lift that leg. Work this muscle. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last exercise, come into both bent knees. Tap out again on the last side. We're going to lift that leg. See if you can lift and balance. We're going to circle it back for 8, 7. Do come on and hold on to something if you need to. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close in. Tap out the next leg. Most of your weight is on the standing leg. Lengthen and lift the working leg. Circle it back for 8, 7, 6. Core stay strong. Shoulders stay soft. 4, 3, 2, 1. And step back in. Good. Just give those hips a little wiggle. So hopefully you felt something going on in this sort of an area. Let's stretch out. Crossing right leg over left. Front leg is slightly bent. Whichever leg you've got in front, that hand goes on the hip. Opposite hand comes up and away, and we really let the hips hinge into that side bend. So the stretch that we want to feel is more on that back leg, hip, and lower back. Breathe a couple of times. Nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Come up and over. Step out and switch sides. So left over right. That's it. So we're hinging the hips this time. We're letting that, what I call banana of the hips, happen as we hinge the leg away. Eye line soften down to the side, and then taking a couple of nice deep breaths. Good. And come back up and out of that one. Okay, split squat time. So I'm going to face the side to demo, but we're going to have the left leg forwards and the right leg back. Okay? So come into the position where you have even weight on both legs, but the back heel is lifted. Weights down the centre of the legs. You've got a good even distance between the legs, and the toes, knees and hips are facing your front. Hands on the hips to start. We're just going to soften as we breathe in to bend both knees, and as we breathe out, we're going to come back up. So this is our split squat lunge. So we've got even weight on both legs. Inhaling down, exhaling up. One more. Inhale down, exhale up. Now this time we're going to hold our lunge, so don't go so deep. Then we're going to do pelvic tilts. On the exhale, pelvis underneath. Inhale, anterior tilt. Exhale, scoop under. Inhale, anterior tilt. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, come forwards. Bring pelvis to neutral and then come up. Okay, this time we're going to take the arms out to the side. Okay, we're going to lower down for 3 as we breathe in, as we raise the arms. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to breathe out and push up on 1 as we take the arms back out. So we're lowering down for 3 and up for 1. Inhale down for 3. Exhale up in 1. 2 more. Inhale down. Exhale up, and again. And then we're going to reverse it. So we're going to lower down in 1 as the arms come up, and exhale 2, 3, 4. Lower down in 1, exhale 2, 3, 4. 4 more, lower down in 1, exhale 2, 3, 4. Do stop if you need to. Reduce the depth of that lunge one more time. Inhale down, push up 2, 3, 4, and finally step that back leg in. Good, just give everything a little shake, maybe a couple of little pelvic circles in between. And we're going to do that whole thing on the second side. So you've probably got right forwards, left back this time. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Don't stand on the same tram line. Separate lines. Back heel lifted. Weight through the centre of both legs, hands on the hips. Inhale, we're going to bend those knees softly. Exhale, up. So one of the key points, remember, is not to let that back knee especially roll in. Don't let them buckle. Keep them in line with the toes. 2 more, plain. Inhale down, exhale up. Other correction, don't lean forwards into it. Keep in the centre. This time we're going to hold the lunge in the centre. Breathe out, tuck your tailbone underneath. Breathe in, tilt your pubic bone forwards. Exhale, tailbone back and under. Inhale, pubic bone forwards and down. 2 more, exhale, tilt, holding that lunge. Inhale, exhale, scoop. Inhale, and come back to neutral, come up to square. Arms out to the side. So we're going to lower down in 3 as the arms come up in 1. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale, and again, inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 4 more. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale. Soft with the shoulders. Chin in slightly, core nice and engaged. Your depth of lunge. 1 more time this way, and then we're going to reverse it. So we go inhale down in 1, push up, exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale down in 1, push up 2, 3, 4. 4 more. I'm just going to have a quick little nosy at you guys. Feel like I've neglected you during this session. That's it, stopping if you need to, take a breather, work out your depth of lunge that's good for you, don't go any further. That's it. As the body goes down and the arms come up, really lengthen through the rib cage. Watch your shoulders are not up by your ears as you're doing this one. Good. After you've done that last one, just relax, come and face the front. Sorry, you are facing the front. And again, just take a couple of shoulder rolls there. Let's get that breath back. Let's do what we did at the beginning, breathing in for 4 and out for 6. 3 more times, in for 4 and out for 6. Let's just let that heart rate and that breath work settle. Maybe it's just me. 1 more time, inhale and exhale for 6. So if any of us are getting a little bit anxious or a bit, not just in Pilates, but in life in general, usually if you exhale for longer than you inhale, it helps just calm your body and your breathing a little bit. Good tip for you if you can't sleep. Okay, so what else have we got planned? Plies. Plies with a port de bras. So I'm going back to ballet. Don't panic, especially the men in the room. So open the legs a little bit wider and then turn the legs out from the hips. So we come into our externally rotated position. Okay, just place the hands on the hips to do 4 plain flexions and extensions. So on an inhale, we're going to bend both knees, making sure the knees go out over the toes and that they don't roll in. And then exhale, we push the floor away, squeeze the inner thighs and wrap our glutes. So just do 3 more of those. Again, you're in control of how low you are bending. So if you want to take it nice and tiny like this, take it small. Otherwise, you can go as deep with these plies as you are comfortable with. One little correction, don't do this. Keep the pelvis directly down, the knees over the toes, and then push up. Okay, so bring your arms down in front of you. Now I'm going to make them slightly more balletic when I do these arms, but if you want to, you can just take them out in front parallel, up parallel, out and down. So you don't have to do them like a ballerina. Okay, so let's just work the arms. We're going to bring the arms in front of the chest, up above us, out to the side and down. So that's the pattern: in front, up above, out and down. Let's add a plie and a stretch, and a plie and a stretch. So each time the arms move, the legs move. 4 more. We bend down and stretch, out and down. Good. 1 more time this way, and then we're going to reverse the movement of the arms. So let's just pause upwards. We do the reverse of the arms. We go out first, we go up, we go in front, and we go down. So it could just be straight for the men, up, out, and down. Let's bend with that movement, up and out and down. Or keep it curved a little bit more balletic. 4 more times, and up and out. So we're working the brain as well to coordinate with that movement. 1 more time, go out, go up, in front and back. Okay, this time we're going to come into our plie with hands on hips. Remember, don't go so deep. If you need to keep it shallow or on straight legs, keep it on straight legs. We're going to lift the right heel off. My weight is still down both legs. We're going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that heel, weights in the center, lift off the second heel. Pulse 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that heel, lift off the second again for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower and lift for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower and lift in twos. 1, 2, lower, lift. 1, 2, lower, lift. Let's go for 10 alternates, staying down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can we keep both heels down? Arms come out, knees over toes, shoulders relaxed. Can we hold for 10, 9, 8, breathe, 7, come up if you need to, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and press up. Ooh, calf burn. Give those legs a good shake. Maybe take a couple of arm raises and lowers again. That's it. Lovely. Okay, we're going to come down to the mat now. You might be glad to hear that. So let's come down into our 4-point kneeling position. So if you need a blanket or an extra bit of padding to put underneath your knees, now is the time to pop that there. So I'm going to move my mat slightly further forward and on a diagonal because we've just got a little bit slightly different exercise to do. So let's just do 4 cat and cows, just in your own time, coming into cow or an anterior tilt, releasing the belly button towards the mat. Shoulders are down away from ears. And then as we breathe out, we're going to round up into our angry cat position. Inhale, soften, down and out. And exhale, fold in and up. 2 more. Inhale, down. And exhale, up. 1 more time. Inhale, down. And exhale, squeeze up. Okay, return back to neutral. Keep your wrists directly underneath your shoulders. Shoulder blades slide down in towards your back pockets, chin tuck slightly, elbows are soft. We're going to release. Well, I'll just tell you which legs I'm using actually. I'm going to use my left leg and I'm going to extend it out so my toes are on the floor. My hips stay facing down to the mat, as do my shoulders. I'm going to breathe in. As I breathe out, I'm going to take my leg away from the midline of the body out to the side, keeping the hips down. I'm going to breathe in to bring my leg back through center. As I breathe out this time, I take it across the midline of the body and I look towards my back foot. So I've curved. I breathe in, I come back to center. I breathe out, I then lift, and I breathe in and I tap. Okay, so that's the sequence. We exhale, we open out. Inhale through center. Exhale, fold across. Inhale to center. Exhale, leg lift. Inhale, lower. Do that 2 more times. Exhale, open out. Inhale through. Exhale, curve. Look behind you. Inhale, return. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 1 more time. Open the leg out. Swing it through the center, over to the other side. Look towards it. Come back to center. 1 leg lift, then we're going to hold. So just watch that you've not arched your back or that leg isn't going too high. Just keep it long, hip bones facing down to your mat. Let's circle the leg clockwise for 8, 7, keeping it long, 6, 5, keep the rest of the body still, 3, 2, 1, change directions, 8, 7, 6, if you wanted to, you could take off the opposite arm, 3, 2, 1, and lower down and draw in. Okay, so second leg. So I'm using my right leg. Taking my right leg behind me, but keeping shoulders and hips square. Exhale, I open my right leg to the right, away from me. Inhale, I cross through the middle. Exhale, I take my leg behind me towards the left and I look towards my foot. Inhale, I bring it to center. Exhale, I lengthen and lift, keeping my hips square. Inhale, I tap down. So 3 more times. Exhale, away. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale, lift and lengthen. 2 more. So this is more of a mobility exercise for the hips, but that length and that tone and stretch through the back leg. Keeping the hips and the shoulders square the whole time and watch you not arching in that back. Keep that core tucked. Last time. This time when we lift the back leg, keep the hips and the shoulders square. And we're going to circle clockwise for 8, 7, 6. You could take off the opposite arm. 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle the other way for 8, 7. Breathe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower it down. Bring that leg in. Open the knees. Let's sit back to a gentle child pose release. So gently hinge the weight of the hips back towards the heels. Soften either down onto the forearms. You might want to stay off the knees a little bit and just come to forearm pose and come to puppy pose, which is this one here. Take a couple of nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth as you maintain your child's pose. If you're back on the heels and you prefer to have the arms behind you, for another couple of breaths, take them behind. Good, and then come up, roll up through the spine. Okay, we have got 1 core exercise before we do a couple of stretches. So we're going to come down onto our back. Now I'm going to be demoing this without an abdominal curl, but if you want to add your ab curl in, I'll instruct you when to add it in. If you need a pillow or a block behind your head, this is the time to get it now. So we're going to be doing the 100 exercise, but 50 each side on an externally rotated single leg. Okay, so come down onto your back when you're ready. If you need to watch me for a moment before you do it, then feel free. Otherwise, I'll talk you through it. So you're coming onto your back, knees are bent, feet are flat, hip width, arms are gently by your side, shoulders are away from your ears. Okay. Thinking of your rib to hip connection, holding the blueberry, not squishing it behind your lower back. activating pelvic floor and all of the core muscles. We're going to lift the left leg to tabletop. From tabletop, we're going to extend the leg to about 45 degrees. From there, we're going to rotate the femur, the thigh bone, in the hip socket and externally rotate that leg. So your knee is now a bit more out to the side, showing your inner knee to the ceiling, and your heel is on top and your toes are out. Arms come off the mat parallel, really lengthen through to the fingertips, and this is where you can, if you want to, add a chin tuck and then an abdominal curl. So you can round the head and the shoulders off now if you want to. From here, we're going to beat with the arms and breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 10, and lengthen your single leg, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 20, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 30, 20 more, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 40, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 50. If you've been in ab curl, release the head and the chest down. Bring that leg in, just bring both knees in towards the chest for a moment before we take that on the second leg, with or without abdominal curl. So this time we're going to lift the right leg to a single tabletop. So it starts off parallel. We extend the leg from the hip socket down to the toes at 45 degrees, and then we externally rotate it. So you can see this side a bit clearer, and then rotating it so my heel's on top, my toes are out, and my knees out to the side. But my hips are still square. Arms off the floor, parallel and long, chin tucked. Come up into ab curl now if you want to. Lengthen as madly as you can as we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulling your core in. 30 more, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 40. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4. And 10 more, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4. 50. Relax head and shoulders down. Bend this leg in, bring both knees in. And give those knees and those hips a little circle. Good. From there, bring both feet flat to the mat. Now, options for this one. Either take the arms just wider outside of the body. We're going to be taking a knee fold and then extending the top leg to give you more length through the hip and the back. If you want to add cactus arms, so you get a deeper stretch across the front of the chest, you can take your arms into cactus now if you want to. Okay, otherwise we're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out and lower the legs down towards the left-hand side. But keep your shoulders square to the mat. So don't let the right shoulder lift up. Your top leg is then going to extend, staying in line with the hips as if someone's pulling it in that direction. So the foot is pulling one way, and the shoulder on that same side is trying to draw you back. So you get this really nice opening stretch. Take a nice deep breath in, lower the knees together, fold the knees up through the center, and we'll do that the second way. Soften knee fold. Shoulders stay square to the ceiling. Extend the top leg, let that leg almost hang and lengthen, but pull the same shoulder back. You're looking up towards the ceiling, breathing in, breathe out, bend the knee, and come back to center. One more time either way. Knee fold to the side, shoulders stay square. Extend the top leg, but keep the knees and the hips in line. Imagine someone's pulling that top foot away from you, but your shoulder is pulling you back. Bend in, return to center. One more time, that last side. Exhale. So if you're in cactus, you'll probably just get a little bit more stretch through the front of the shoulder and the pectoral muscles, especially as you extend that top leg. So let that top leg hang, fold it back in, bring it back to square, bring your arms back down by your side, and we're going to come up to seated. Okay, so in your own way, maybe come to the side and push up from there if it's a little bit more gentle for you. Okay, I'll just do a quick little time check. Brilliant. So we're going to do a hip flexor and a hamstring stretch. Again, if you want some extra padding underneath knees, get your extra padding. So I'm going to step my left leg forward, so I'm in a square high kneeling position. This might be a time as well if you have blocks or books or more padding to place that underneath the hands for help. So firstly, from this high kneeling position, we're going to tuck our tailbone underneath us and lift our arms up. That's all we're doing. Tucking the tailbone underneath, lifting and extending through the spine. Hopefully will give you a little bit of an opening on this supporting front thigh and hip. Take a couple of breaths. Keeping that tailbone tucked underneath you. And then release the arms down, and this is where we bend into the front knee. Take the hands down to either blocks if you have them or need them, or down to the floor, and you're gently allowing the pelvis to sink down and forwards. Don't collapse in your core, keep your core engaged. And if you're not feeling any stretch through the front of this extended thigh, wiggle the knee a little bit further behind you. Try to keep your shoulders soft wherever you are. Keep the chin slightly tucked and the neck long, and breathe. 2 more breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. We're then going to transition back through to centre, but keep the hips moving back so we straighten the front leg. Don't lock it completely out, keep a little micro bend on it, and then lift the front toes up. And then from this position, tilt your pelvis forwards. So pubic bone down and forwards, tailbone lifted, chest lifted, shoulders soft. So if you've had blocks, move your blocks either side of your hands. Breathe, keep the chin in towards the chest so the neck stays long, don't look up. That's it. So hopefully feeling that stretch through the underneath side of the hamstring. And then we're going to plant the foot and we're going to come forwards one more time into the hip flexor release. Now if you want to increase this hip flexor release, same arm as leg that's in front is going to stay grounded, and your opposite arm is going to come up and over into a side stretch. Only if you feel comfortable enough with this one. And take a couple of nice deep breaths there. Letting the pelvis become heavy, but really support with that core. And obviously don't do this. You could come back to here. If you prefer just this gentler hip flexor release here, come back to here. Breathe and come back. Now we're going to return to centre and switch legs. Okay, so right leg forwards or whichever you didn't have before. Square high kneeling position. Tuck your tailbone underneath you to tilt into a posterior tilt. So you immediately feel the front of that supporting hip lengthen. Arms up. Slight lift of the chin. Soften the shoulders and breathe. So if this is enough for you for the hip flexor stretch, there's no need to bend into that front leg and reach for the ground. Otherwise, we are going to take that, maybe hands down to blocks to help shoulders soften and overreaching, or come down if you can reach the floor. Keep the core supported, shoulders soft, chin tucked, and breathe. Wiggle that back knee further back if you're not feeling enough of a stretch, but be really careful with the range of movement in this stretch. One more breath in, and as we breathe out, we're going to use our hands, we're going to come through centre, we're going to keep our pelvis going backwards to stick our bottom out, lift the front toes, keep the front leg slightly bent, and then tilt the pelvis forwards this time, as if you're sticking out your bottom. Keep your chest lifted, your shoulders soft, and breathe into this position here. If anyone wants an extra intense stretch, instead of having the back knee down, you could come into a lunge to come forwards, and then you could bring the back leg in and come up to a standing hamstring stretch. So if you would rather do that one, you can do that one more either side. Okay, otherwise we're going to come from here, soften through into our kneeling hip flexor stretch, or just here for 3 more breaths. Good. And if you want to, an extra stretch through the side bend, so same arm as leg in front comes down and the opposite arm comes over into a side bend, but only if you're comfortable with that one. Breathe, keep the core engaged so you're not just collapsing in your pelvis. Opening out, release down, and let's come off and out of that position. Okay, so just sit towards the front with the soles of the feet together. And let's just soften over into a basic forward fold or into our butterfly pose from yoga. So think about the fold in your hips, and also if you find it hard to sit up, pop that block or that extra cushion or a book or anything you've got underneath you so you're sat up a little bit higher, and it will help you come forwards. So take 2 nice deep breaths in this position. I'm just going to stop the recording because after this we're going to do a relaxation.